At this point, the Boston Celtics are just toying with the NBA. I mean, tonight, for whatever reason, Joe Mazzulla said, you know what? Let's just start Xavier Tillman. For what reason? I have no clue. Maybe because he was a former Memphis Grizzly. But again, no reason to it. And they still come out here, execute at a high level, and win the game. No Jaylen Brown, no Luke Cornett. And they still beat one of the best teams out west. Memphis is 44-31. And one of the major X factors is Porzingis, man. I absolutely am obsessed. I've heard things saying they might trade Porzingis after this season. There's no shot. There is no shot in the world that they're going to move on from Kristaps. This dude is a immaculate player. And let's break down this first play. So what we're going to see is a little bit of a high pick and roll. So usually what teams do off this high pick and roll is they'll blitz, right? They'll send two off of Jason Tatum, which means that big is going to rotate over and they're going to fight over the screen right away. Now, when that happens, it puts your defense in a really tough position because look at how we set up, right? Ja Morant has to cover point A, and then he also has to cover point B. And we've saw over the past few weeks, Porzingis can hit these threes from basically the logo, which makes them super dynamic as Jason Tatum gets this guy to overcommit. Now we have two guys, right, playing just Jason. We kick it out, and now we have Derek White, a three-point shooter, and we have Kristaps Porzingis, a three-point shooter. Ja undercommits. He says, you know what? I'm just going to go back to Derek White, and Porzingis drains the three to open up this game. He was a massive part of this first half, kept us in this game, and then ultimately helped us win this game at the very, very end. Let's break down some film. All right, here's a very cool play. So we have a double read on this, right? So as you get a side of the bounce here for Boston, Jason Tatum at the top side of your screen has two things he can do. He can use this double screen, right, to get to the top, right? We call this a double flare screen, I guess you could say. But he's reading Jaren Jackson Jr. If he presses up to really get to that spot and maybe even help over this screen, we just want to use that back door because we know they're going to send two to Porzingis. They do not want to give Porzingis any type of post look at all, at least to start a possession. So as this play starts to initiate, look at Jaren Jackson. You see how close he gets to Jason Tatum? Jason says, okay, boom, part two, I'm cutting right to the basket. Easy lob, easy bucket. Almost misses it. But again, that is execution to a T. Now, this might be one of my favorite plays of the night. So, we get Sandy Aldama trying to kick this over to Desmond Bane going baseline. Now, Peyton Pritchard might not be the lengthiest defender in the world, but is somehow able to get his hand on this basketball, save it into Drew, and now we have a fast break opportunity. We get it right up to Jason Tatum, and the reason we do that is because we never want this defense to fully set up in their half-court set. And look at Porzingis, right? We're going to fill the lane perfectly. Get Jason up that right side, get Porzingis up that left side, attack Drew Holiday up that middle, and watch how perfectly we run this fast break transition. We're going to, boom, kick it over to Drew once we get our initial defender to rotate up to Tatum, and now we get 2-on-1 as Drew throws up the lob, Porzingis throws it down. That is just execution. In transition, the deadliest thing that the Celtics can do is just get out. Get out in transition. Don't allow defenses to set up because when they don't, you're going to get easy buckets just like that. Defense translates to offense, and man, they look good. All right, another big time play. So we're going to start off with a screen from Kristaps Porzingis. Now look at Ja Morant. You see how he's kind of prematurely looking to see what he can do to get over this screen in time? Well, Derek White reads it perfectly. Instead of using the screen, he's going to force him to overcommit, spin back into the inside. Now, again, we initiate this 2-on-1 basketball system where now Zach Edey's forced to play point A and point B as long as Derek White continues to trend in that direction. So as he does, he gets these guys to overcommit. You see Zach Edey kind of bounce back to the inside, so he finds Al Horford, and now you create more rotation from this defense where Sandy and Kennard, I believe this is Kennard, I could be wrong though, start to move over with them, and then boom, now we find Porzingis with all of that separation. Again, that dynamic type of play style where you can shoot threes 3 steps behind the three-point line pretty much makes you, I would say, unguardable in a lot of cases. And again, Sandy Aldama gets to the point of attack, and Porzingis does not hesitate. He says, you gave me. Look at how much separation you're giving me here. You cannot do that in the NBA, or at least not against Kristaps you can't. And when you do, he's going to put it up, and he's going to get it to go. And I'm telling you, in this first half, he was crucial to keeping the Celtics in this game. Alright, so right here, we get Derek White at the top of the key, right? They're pressing up very high. We're going to set what you call a flex screen. Celtics do run this a lot here. Now, what is a flex screen? It's basically when you set a screen to the backside of a defender, and we're trying to hook Kristaps Porzingis into the lane, right? So as this play starts to develop, we set that screen here. We do it perfectly. And again, Porzingis goes right to the basket. Doesn't stop for a three. Doesn't do anything like that. Just gets to the basket. Now we have this, I wouldn't say a mismatch, but definitely an advantage in terms of quickness with our footwork here. Porzingis versus Zach Edey. Watch how quickly Porzingis is able to get right by him with the spin and then turn that into a dunk, right? This flex screen really helps out, and when the Celtics run these double big lineups with Al Horford, Luke Cornett, Porzingis, whoever it may be, even Neemias at times, you can run these flex screens to perfection. And right here, for Porzingis, it ended up working out perfectly. Spins in and gets a nice little dunk there. Come on now. Now, before we get any further into the video, guys, still have a little bit to break down. Do me a big favor. Hit the like button if you want more Celtic breakdowns. But also, and more importantly, comment down below P2 if you want more Celtics videos. This will help me understand that not only do you guys like the videos, but you want me to keep posting them throughout the entirety of the season. It helps out a ton for me to understand how much you guys are liking them. But also, subscribe to the channel, man. It is free. It does not cost anything to subscribe. Join the family. More Celtics videos throughout the entirety of not only the season, but the playoffs, man. Banner 19. So, right here, Al Horford. Let's just give a big shout. 26 points. 26 points for Al Horford tonight. Nice little three off the screen. Let's watch this one back. So we're going to set this high pick and pop. We're initially going to read Zach Edey as he breaks this way, because again, they don't want Derek White shooting off this thing for a three or even into the lane. So they kind of rotate Zach Edey over. Once we get him to slightly overcommit, now we've got that space. Now Horford's another one of those guys who, when he's feeling it, he'll take these shots all day. Now Zach Edey is a big-time shot blocker, but Al Horford gets his shot up over him and drains it. What a shot there by Big Al. Another play here, offensive rebound over to Pritchard. Quick trigger, no look, or not no look, but just a great no hesitation, what I'm trying to say here, no hesitation, three from the corner, drains another one, gets a lucky roll here in Memphis, puts him up by 13, and then here was the dagger. Jason Tatum gets a little bit of leverage over his defender. Now, whenever you can get leverage, especially if your name is Jason Tatum, you're going to create rotation, whether it be from this strong side low post or if it's from the top of the key. You're going to see some sort of rotation from the defense. As Jason drives in, we get that low post rotation. Instead of Derek White sitting down the dunker spot, we're going to clear out, right? We're going to space the floor, send him to that three-point line, go into a 5-out system, which means when you send a double team down low, someone's wide open for three. All you got to do is find him, right? So as Jason drives in, he creates that double team. We find Jrue Holiday. Now this weak side defender is playing point A and point B. He can't do both, so he overcommits to Jrue, who then kicks out to Derek, and Derek White, who had a tough day, drains a three, put the nail in the coffin, ended this ball game, and a great job here for Boston, closing out a nice little road trip winning streak. Absolutely love it, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.